Okay, hands up if you remember what we were doing last time. Get a load of this nerd with his hands up. Look at this guy with his memory. That's honestly disgusting. Honestly, so incredibly lame that you would remember something like that. What was I doing last time? I failed all this, right? Vlad the Younger knows how. Was I just meant to be going to Reuben? Did I have somewhere? Wait, what was I? Oh no. Oh no. Brain, no worky. Twirine. We were going to buy Twirine. Thank you, Questlog. Thank you so much for actually being useful for once in your goddamn life. It's not usually, honestly, in this game, it's not been the most forthcoming Questlog in the history of Questlogs, but this time? Yeah, this time they, Questlog's coming through. Questlog is offering, it's helping, you know? Good job, Questlog. So we go back to Andre's little pub and we buy up all the booze. Hopefully I can afford it. That's gonna be a matter for future Joe to deal with, I'm sure, but future Joe is rapidly hurtling towards present Joe, and we're gonna Dragon Ball Z style fusion dance together into a single entity in just a matter of seconds, and once that happens, present Joe's gonna have a rough time, honestly. Let's see, shall we? Hey, I need Twirine. Oh yeah, I'm actually kind of fucking rich. I've not really been buying stuff, so that's worked out quite nicely for me, actually. Actually, though, hey, have we got anything else to say?
My share of dancing. The curtain falls.
I could just about wash the dishes. It's a shame that I can't actually get a job washing dishes here. That would be cool. That would be a really cool side hustle. You gave me like a phone game mini game where you have to like tap the bits of dirt to knock them off the dish. And get a high score, get 3 stars on each level. I would absolutely just love the completely unhinged like juxtaposition that would grant of just like the most sort of insanely super casual, brightly coloured like modern style phone game sort of thing going on in the middle of a game like this. Like, it could not be more brutally different, but if that was a thing, oh yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down to spend all my days washing dishes in Pathologic instead of having to brave, you know, all of this that we're braving right now. And I keep doing that. I keep pressing start to try and open my menu, but really I just need to open my menu. I just need to, you know, press the button for that. The one that's on my keyboard. Makes a lot more sense, I think. So hopefully the meat we've got is enough to appease Stamatin the Hungry. Not Stamatin, Reuben. Stamatin is the brother. Is Andre. We've spoken to him, we're done with him. It's okay, we've had a lot of him in day 5. Of both Stamatins doing things in my presence. So I've kind of got them on the brain at the moment. Ooh, look, a scrap. There's a little Barney going down over here, a little rumble. It's alright, I'm the hardest hitting man. Never mind. I tried my best. Ran in there like fucking Randy Savage. Bone saws ready, and absolutely got nothing for it.
He's done something horrible, yet he managed to track the disease.
Has anyone been following you? I didn't look, probably not. That wasn't the answer, obviously.
They can be around.
I wanted to talk to you, Stark. Ugh, I've got no time for you now, get lost. How rude.
Master would have approved of my actions.
Obviously I haven't brought him the right things. What What does it actually say in my quest log right now? What does it say I need to do? 3 cuts of fine meat. I mean, I've got the twirine. Smoked meat. Fresh meat. Is it fresh meat he wants, do you think? It says fine meat, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what fine meat is. That could just be anything. I mean, there's only 3 types of meat, to be fair. There's smoked meat, there's the really shit one, dried meat, I think, and then there's fresh meat. So, I mean, I assume it probably means he wants the top end stuff, right? He wants the fresh meat. I would assume. But none of them are called fine meat, I'll tell you that much. Not one of them. I know these guys can barter for meat, so I will just check them. I don't know if I've got enough stuff to do so, but yeah, he does have dried meat, but it's quite expensive. I guess my best bet is a meat shop then. Trying to think where the closest ones are. There's one just across this bridge, right? We'll head back to that side and check that one first. The thing is, fresh meat is so expensive. It's like $2,000 per purchase, so this had better pay off for me. If this whole quest ends in me losing reputation again, if that's all this ends in, then I will not be happy. I will tell you. Cool. Next. There are 2 on the other side of this particular stretch of town. I don't know what my best way of getting over there is, really. Maybe cutting through the bone steak lot, although I don't think I can do that from here, right? Oh no, I can go, yeah, I can go this way. That's fine. That works out. I don't actually have to go through the bone steak lot. I go south of the bone steak lot. I am not convinced I'm going to roll luckily enough to be able to find 2 cuts of fresh meat today. It's pure chance, right? Whether the shops sell them, whether I can find people who will trade them. Not there. They are selling quite a lot of food in general. I don't know if I should maybe be stocking up right now. I do have a bit of cash on me, and I can't see me using it on much else. Maybe lockpicks. But like, medicines generally I'm better off trading for. There doesn't seem to be much point in actually buying anything medicinal, because you can get it easier just by trading. So money is probably best spent. Fucking 2,100. This had better be worth it. Money is probably best spent on food. Probably. Trying to think where... I mean, I know where all the food places are, don't get me wrong, but just which are the easiest ones to get to, because there's a lot of plague going around right now. There's one here, so maybe if I just sort of skirt round like that, I could go to this one, then down to this one, then down to this one. And is that all of them? I don't think there is one on this side of the river, is there? Yeah, I think that's all of them. I think there's only 6. Okay, yeah, I guess that's my path. And that does sort of land me back in the sort of general vicinity of where I want to be, so all things considered, not the worst decision I've ever made. Have you noticed I've not seen any little kids out and about? I've seen a couple of the sort of teenage girls, but the little kids are starting to become a rarity here on day 5. I don't know if they can spawn and they're just a lot rarer now, or if they just don't spawn at all. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to start breaking into houses in order to find people to trade schmauders with. Which I'm not wild about as a concept. I'd rather not do that if I could avoid it, but it might already be that late in the game that I'm going to have to do that. Oh fee, oh fum. Oh, I really thought I got him with that one. Second time's lucky. Rats are still just the hardest mobs in the game. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they'll never top that. Can I come past, please? Thank you. Oh, really? Really? You have that sort of range on you, do you? Didn't realise. Did not realise. I'm gonna need to sort my immunity out, actually. I do have something else to spend money on, unless I happen to stumble into someone who trades for such things. It might even be worth... I've got so many tradables for Schmauders at this point that it might be worth dipping into the... Actually, I don't have that many. I've only got 2 Schmauders worth. Nearly 3, but... Yeah, actually, no. I take that back. I was thinking maybe it would be worth going for that, but it's really fucking not. This part of town seems to be a pretty good gold mine for the little kids I was just saying didn't exist anymore, so... You only trade... you only trade for bullets, don't you? Yeah. They're useless. These are not. In theory, they're not. That one in particular, yeah, a little bit useless, just a little bit. Relatively useless on the grand scale of things. An egg and a lemon. My, what a bountiful shop you're running here, my good sir. Your cupboards are veritably overflowing with a wealth of foodstuffs. I'm going to remember to cure Lara while I'm here. I'm going to actually remember to do it this time. I've not been very good at that recently. Her, who's escaping me around the corner now. Oh, and her on the left. This is, yes, this is Kid City, this place. This is great. Don't take that out of context. It makes me sound a bit noncy. Just as a personal favour to me. Try not to make me sound too noncy in general. Go on. Want to barter? No? Okay, of course you don't. Hey, I got you a present. Can they be helped? Alright, I'll think of something. Here's a Schmauder. Yes, give it to them. Problem solved. Hey, where do you think you're going? Little waddling child. It's so weird, like, they've got, like, the most robotic walk animation I've ever seen. And everyone else's walk animations are a lot better. I don't know why these kids in particular are so fucky. I don't know if it's like something to do with the fact that the game was remastered. Like certain things got new models and animations and stuff and certain things didn't. But I honestly don't know. Because some characters are, like this guy clearly has a much more high quality texture to his face than some certain other characters, you know? So it can be hard to tell, like, what is original content and what isn't without having played the original, you know? Because for a lot of my first playthrough of this, I completely forgot I was playing a remaster and was like, oh, actually, you know, for a game made in 2005 on a budget, this looks pretty damn good. But then I realised that a lot of it is like stuff that's presumably been added in since. Presumably. I don't actually know that for sure, but I can't imagine there was like quite as much like these little bushes and stuff, the ground clutter and stuff was probably more recent additions. Trade, please. Yes, this is what I want. What I really, really want. Not worth a knife, though, is it? How about a pocket watch instead? How about a pocket watch for all your fine materials? Thank you. I'm actually just going to come in here and buy some alpha tablets, I think. Probably buy something to do with my infection as well. They're gamma tablets, not what I'm looking for. It's quite expensive, but you only live once, as they say. As they all say, all the time. Right. Drugs. Drug me all up. Now I need to do something about the health, but that's fine. Just use a few tourniquets. The rest I'll get back next time I sleep, I think. I'm not desperate for health at the moment, so I'll actually save having done all that. Or I'll try to. There we go. I think I have too many save states. Steve Stutes. I've got too many of those at this point, because it seems to be taking a while to load that menu every time. So I might have to, I don't know, I assume I can delete save states. I cannot say that, what the hell? Save states. I assume I can delete them. I might have to get rid of a few. It's getting a bit silly, honestly. The chances of me rolling back at any given time are pretty rare anyway. I've only done it like twice ever. Once when I got myself into an unwinnable position, and another time when I basically failed every quest in a day and was like, yeah, maybe I should actually endeavour to do a bit more with this, you know. All the water bottles, all of them in the world. That's very much a thing I want, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How about you? Have you got a thing I want? No, of course you don't. What good is a child who won't sell me drugs? I've been asking this question a lot lately. And I don't think I have an answer for it. Tell you what else I've been doing lately, and it's real bad. It's real bad. I'm not going to pretend it's a good thing, and I wouldn't recommend it to you or your kids. Don't try this one at home, folks. Since hearing that hardcore World of Warcraft Classic is a thing, I've wanted to get on that bandwagon. It's stirred something within me. I haven't actually resubbed to WoW. I will be completely honest about that. Blizzard, I don't think, deserve any money off me, ever. I mean, at least of all, I've probably given them over $1,000 just to play that one particular game in my lifetime, which is more than enough for a single game, I think. And also, you know, they're just kind of scummy these days and do some less than brilliant things. So I've been playing on a private server. Yeah.
Bachelor advises against trusting you.
I bought you some meat and twirine, Stark. Will you eat? Meat and twirine? You're a sly one. Thank you. By the way, don't believe them when they tell you you shouldn't eat meat. You can, unless it's raw. We've recently established that this disease doesn't survive for long outside the human body. Why are you hiding here? I'm an outlaw now, just like you. Do you know what the word outlaw means? It means the powers that be are out to get you, right? Nonsense. The powers that be have nothing to do with it. It's much deeper than that. And simpler. How so? It's alright, keep eating. There's no escaping the law. I didn't break the law when I stole Simon's body, but when I put up a struggle. And also when I unveiled a forbidden secret. What secret? Simon's blood has given us the vaccine, and I mean it. Simon fought valiantly against the sand pest. He was the only one to defy it, but he didn't last long enough. I think there are other bodies like his. And yet, his blood was special. How? Does it matter? The blood that can fight the disease. And if the disease is the law, and the will of nature, then this is the blood of someone who dictates his own will to the universe instead of yielding to the whims of nature. A deep thought. Are you a philosopher? A little, as every doctor is. You see, I'm a Menku as well, and every Menku is an Oinon. But it was the Bachelor who pointed me towards the idea. There are indeed special people around the world, people whose very nature challenges the laws. If you help me, I'm going to search for such people. You're going to become the Ripper? Not necessarily. I'll try to use this kin to search for them while the termitary reopens. They deal with blood a lot. Or maybe there was a reason Simon used such a strange principle to select his bound. seeing as his bound included children and thieves. May I ask you a few questions? No, I know all about your hypnotic talents already. If you get me a pardon from Kane Sr., I'll tell you everything of my own accord. Honestly, I will. I'm on the brink of turning myself in anyway. Alright, I'll visit Kane. In the meantime, eat your meal. There, see what a hungry giant you are? Wasn't expecting there to be more than this, honestly. I thought maybe giving him, what? Nearly 9,000 pathologic dollars worth of items would be enough to complete the quest, but apparently we need to go get him a fucking pardon from the Kanes, which seems incredibly unlikely considering he literally stole the body of their brother, but what do I know, eh? I guess I'll give it a go. I guess I'll go try. Do my best to be a good little changeling and fulfill the requests of some random dude who lives in a cupboard. Right. What was I talking about before that happened? World of Warcraft is what I was talking about, yeah. Yeah, I've been playing it again, which is not good. It's not good. It's not a good hobby. Like, it's not a fun game. It's literally just a thing to do with your hands while, like, talking to your friends on Discord or listening to music or whatever, you know. It's a background activity at best. But I'm enjoying that background activity. I have to admit, I am. There's something about Classic WoW. Well, Classic and Burning Crusade and to a lesser extent Lich King, the first 3 or 2.5 expansions of that game, that there's just something so, like, that experience doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? There's no oh yes, very good, that's what I wanted. Have anything worth 1? No, so I'll give her 2 of these for that. Beautiful. Yeah, all MMOs that exist now, you know, the modern ones, the ones that have come out in the last sort of 10, maybe even 15, no, not 15 years, the last 10 years at least, though. They ape the WoW formula, but they ape the sort of WoW formula that WoW progressed to, sort of over the course of its first 5-10 years in existence. The sort of polished formula, I guess. And I liked how rough around the edges early WoW was, honestly. I liked it a lot. Like, it, my sort of take on the whole matter was that early WoW forced you to play an MMO like it was an MMO. And what I mean by that is that you had to be sociable. Not just in a guild who happened to be raiding. Like, you had to actually, like, make friends in order to get anything done. Even just, like... Oh, picking the wrong options talking to this guy, aren't I? Even just, like, you know, your classic, like, 5-man dungeons, like... I'm not even talking raid content, I'm just talking, like, even just harder quests. You had to make friends in that game to do it. And I don't know, I feel like that's sort of the essence of what an MMO is, right? It's a social experience, but a lot of that has been stripped away in more modern WoW, where you can just, you know, queue in the group finder and then you spawn in a dungeon, don't speak to anyone, smash your buttons and beat the bosses and leave again. And it's such a individualist experience, like right down to when you go do a raid in modern WoW. And I'm saying modern WoW, last time I played it seriously was Mr. Pandaria, which was probably 10 years ago at this point. But even at that point, like, they made it so that every time you killed a boss, you got a bit of loot that suited you, right? It wasn't just some loot drops and the guild between them decides who's best suited for this loot and how it will sort of benefit the guild as an entity, as a unit, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much more individualist now. And I just don't like that about it, honestly. I don't. So, going back into a server that is hardcore, I should add, everyone looks after everyone else. Everyone, there's such a tight-knit community around it because, you know, it's in everyone's best interest for people to get to level 60 and raid and, you know, work as a unit sort of thing, as opposed to just oh, well, that guy died doing that quest. Well, more quest mobs for me or whatever, you know? Like, it's cool. It's a cool environment, and I am enjoying it a lot. That's my take.
Could not be esteemed great unless the result of a great motive.
It's perhaps time for you to stop haunting this house. Georgi, I want to talk to you about your brother Simon. What could you tell me about Simon that I wouldn't know? Simon is not dead. Simon is not dead. He lapsed into lethargy while he fights the Sand Plague. The traitor Rubin must have known about it. Find out where he's hiding and ask him whether it's still possible to undo at least some of the damage. I won't tell you unless you promise to pardon him. I shall only make that promise on the condition that he stands a fair trial, and knowing Rubin, I am prepared to believe that he himself will prove to be the most harsh judge of all. That is why I want him found, nothing more. Alright, I'll find him. What will you accept as proof of his innocence? His word of honour would suffice. Let him swear that he will not attempt to escape. You shall vouch for him. Is it true that Katerina has recognised you as a mistress-to-be? That means you cannot lie. Alright. Do I go back to Rubin now then? I mean, I know where he is. I don't need to find him. Interesting. And yeah, the whole bit about him labeling me a mistress to be, I guess, is kind of neat. That's kind of cool. I guess that means I'm going to hold a lot more power around here now, as opposed to just being like that weird girl who showed up when the plague did. But yeah, forgive my massive tangent about World of Warcraft there. It's just kind of what's on my mind at the moment. It's fun. It's fun. I have already lost 2 characters. I'm on my 3rd. It's very easy to do. World of Warcraft is, particularly vanilla World of Warcraft, is a particularly punishing experience, especially if you don't, you know, if you don't know the quests as well, or particularly want to take a gamble on pulling a couple of extra enemies. You know, everything can go downhill very, very quickly. And it does, and it will forever. My controller just stopped working. There we go. That was unfortunate. I mean, there's been worse cases of that happen. I can't believe I'm still using this same controller, man. It's been doing this for at least a year now, probably longer. Where it just occasionally unplugs itself, immediately reconnects, but you get like a couple of seconds of complete non-controller functionality. And I've played through some games where that is, you know, a pretty awful thing to happen. I mean, I just finished Astera of Nostalgia, which is, you know, our Souls-like, not notoriously lenient on people who fuck up, you know what I mean? So, I guess I've just been lucky that it's not really caused me too many issues thus far, but it will do eventually. And when that moment comes, when I am playing a game and it cuts out and makes me lose a fight against a boss that I've been struggling against and was finally about to beat for the first time, when that eventually happens, that is when I'll get a new one. And not before. Not a second before. It's very stinky around here, isn't it? I didn't realise all this area was plagued. I thought it was a little bit further north of this, but I'm doing an alright job of avoiding, evading, and other such things. Oh, it's a log. It's a log from this. I was coming towards this because I saw I thought this was like a little bag of something, like a little burlap sack from this angle. I don't know how my brain processed it as that, but that's what it saw. I was like, ooh, is there some like little bonus loot someone's left on this bonfire? But no, it is merely wood. Merely useless wood. I say useless, there's about 6 trees in this entire city, so, you know. I imagine wood is in kind of short supply. Maybe that's the problem they've been having this whole time. It's not a sand plague, it's not people just being a bit strange, it's just there's just no oxygen around here. The carbon dioxide is not being filtered and they're all just being slowly brain poisoned. That's the true secret of Pathologic. That whole bit about the powers that be, and then the layer beyond that of the game within a game and everything. Like, none of that's real. None of that's actually factual or canon. It's just everyone has brain poison. Everyone's just hallucinating all the time. It would explain a lot, honestly. Oh, what? What? There's a creature that wants to have a word with you. They call it a shabnak and think it's the man-eater itself. Although I don't find it all that scary. Perhaps there's some mistake. It wants to talk to you. Your friend Grace. Looks like I gotta go see Grace then. Looks like I need to go have a quick word with Grace once I'm done with all this other shit. What's going on in there? Someone want to feel these hands? Would you stand still and let me holy smite you? I really should have saved. I really should have saved. Oof. Oof, says I. 'Twas indeed a monumental battle. 'Twas indeed. Hey, Ruben. Ruben, 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 Ruben. I need another word.
Master would have approved of my actions.
I've spoken to Georgi. He has agreed to pardon you. I've already told you why I ripped the body apart. I won't be able to bring Simon back, but I may try to discover his secret. If Georgi cares more about his brother's mission than his person, he'll agree. What do you know about the Shabnak? My master did tell me he'd met a woman in the steppe. He asked her where she was going. She said, to the warm people. Could it have been just a woman? It was the disease in human form, a spirit. If my master said this is possible, then it must be so. She did have the face of a woman. I know nothing else except that my teacher didn't die of the disease. He was murdered. Thank you, even though this is hardly reassuring. I did not know Isidore was murdered. That's interesting. That's actually interesting. Oh wait, yes I did. Yes, I was just trying to think back to Barak's campaign and exactly what we found out about Isidore, and he was murdered, yeah. He's murdered by the foreman, right? Huh. Silly me. It's been a while, alright. It's been a minute since that all went down. Right, my hunger and exhaustion are getting out of control. I should probably eat, honestly. Yummy, 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 I got meat in my tummy. And I need to go speak with Grace, I think. I think I might just have enough supplies to barter with this dude. Yeah, I do have enough for a vegetable or a meat next time I come across one of them who's trading for such. So I will stop and speak to every single one of them now. I hope that will be some exciting gameplay for y'all. Something really fun to witness. Keep struggling to find the correct answer. That is not worth it. Vegetables or the better meat. I'm not paying 5 for dried meat. It does nothing. It barely touches your hunger bar. I assume it's like meant to be like a bit of jerky or something. A little bit of beef jerky. Whereas the other meat types are more like substantial. No, I don't want bullets, my dude. Do I look like I want bullets? What kind of upstanding officer of the law, or whatever the fuck he represents, stands around offering bullets to kids? A young girl comes up to you and you're like, hey, you want some bullets? I don't think you should be in any position of power if that's your attitude, honestly, personally, you know. I don't want to say a cab, but, you know, a cab. Knock, knock. What's up?
Yes?
It was so good of you to come. A dreadful, dreadful creature has been haunting the cemetery. It peered into my window last night. It didn't look evil to me. I should rather say it was miserable, but as soon as I saw it, I realized at once it was the earth spawned. It was made of clay and bones. Was it her? The Shabnakadir? I don't know. It just looks somehow off. Just like the kind of creature that the earth would make. The earth doesn't know what we really look like. It can't create a woman that no one could tell apart from a real living one, can it? I too used to think it was a girl with a pair of sharp bones for legs. If only this were the real Shabnakadir, that would put an end to the meaningless lie about me having a sister. I could finally become myself again and live peacefully. So you're saying it's not dangerous? Its face, and just about everything about it, it wants to speak to you. It pleads for protection from some danger. What kind of danger? I don't know. Am I supposed to meet it? Is it going to haunt you again tonight? It will be at the Raggy Barrow come nightfall. It's been going there for a long time. I even think it may have been born there. Perhaps it's about what's buried below the barrow. Anyway, wait for it there, but stay away from dangers. Dangers? There are horrible people everywhere now and their numbers are growing. They kill, they torture, they stab and slash. It seems like no place is safe from them anymore. I dread to think they might soon be digging up graves. Is this new music? It stopped just as I was drawing attention to it, but I'm sure I've not heard that music before. I'll be on my guard. Where does it... Okay, so that is the Raggy Barrow. I didn't know... That was my first assumption. That weird, like, shrine off in the middle of nowhere, but I actually had no clue where the Raggy Barrow was. It's not a term I've heard used before, I don't think. So, yeah, I was a bit concerned I would have no clue where to go for that, but... What, does it actually tell me what time I need to go there? The albino comes to Raggy Barrow after dark. After dark, they say. Well, I guess that gives me time to sleep. I should probably return. Should probably return to Daddy. I know it gets no less weird that I call him Daddy, but you're not going to stop me. I should probably return to Alexander and let him know what exactly I found out about Reuben and all that. I mean, there's meat there for him to ponder over. Who knows, he might actually fucking reward me this time. Maybe. I'll sleep in my own goddamn bed before I head out and see what this is all about. I'm actually pretty intrigued by this because this is an interesting new concept. This isn't something we've really dealt with before. Like a spirit. A Shabnakadir in the flesh. Stop selling me bullets. Why does everyone want to give me bullets? I'm pretty certain I can't use guns. I'm pretty certain I'm incapable of that. It's against my oath. I am peace sworn. Stop staring at me, strange lady. I'd shoot her if I could. But no one else, not a single other person would ever feel the wrath of my bullets. After all, I have the most powerful slaps in the country, so what do I need bullets for? Touch from these hands is like taking a sawn-off shotgun blast to the bollocks. People will never know what hit him. Unless they have a flamethrower, in which case I run like a coward because I'm not fucking with that. But under most circumstances, I stand by my decision. Queen of the slap fight over here. Bonjour. I want to barter. I don't want to barter with you. No, why is it stinky? Why is there so much stink about? I'm not okay with it.
I've got a firm hand.
Reuben was frank with me. He said the disease has taken the shape of a woman. Is he guilty? No. And he doesn't know who is. Alright, let him live. But the disease is after all walking around disguised as a person, a woman. But who is she? Who indeed? Tomorrow we shall examine Yulia. She is a recluse, and I've had my suspicions about her for a long time. Even if it isn't her, she should at least give some clue as to where to look for the witch. She is intelligent. Certainly. Hey! Claps. I'll take some claps. No actual reward, but at least I got a round of applause for what I did, and honestly, that's all I can really ask for at this point. We sleep. We sleep now. Take 2 of these, sleep for 4 hours. Yeah, usual shit. Gonna have to do something about that immunity while I'm here as well. Should have done that before bedtime, really. There we go. Feeling good now. Feeling good. Feeling a lot better, despite all the hacking coughing I was just doing. It's definitely... Is it nightfall yet? Street lamps are on, so maybe. I don't know when exactly is classed as nightfall in this game. I guess I'll head over to the Raggy Barrow. It's probably whatever time the knife men come out, which I think is about 10-ish, 11-ish, somewhere like that. So it probably isn't late enough yet to officially be nighttime, but... Oh. Why? Why are those sound effects happening? I don't like them. And I really would prefer it if they'd leave. Would you stop running away like a big girl, just because you happen to be a big girl? I want to trade with you. You might have something useful to me. Like one day I might have an infection again, and if you can give me tablets to deal with that, that would be really cool. 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 Glad you saw sense at last. Hey, somehow I just knew. I just knew she was the one to provide me with what I need. Something about her, you know, something about the way she fled for her life. Spoke volumes. The fact that there's still children out, though, probably means it's not late enough for this whole Shabnak encounter to happen just yet, but... Am I hearing baby crying noises? That wasn't the baby crying noise of me losing reputation, it was just a general baby crying somewhere off in the mists somewhere. I'd watch out, mate. The posse are rolling up. Okay, well. That was my mistake. Did I really not get that kill? I took a stabbing for that. At least I get a fish hook off this guy, I suppose. That's better than nothing. Honestly, dudes, honestly. Let a poor young girl get stabbed in the face and don't even let her reap the rewards for it. I should sue the city, honestly. The amount of work I do around these parts for absolutely no reward. They still spit at me in the streets. That's not true, my reputation's quite good at the moment actually, but at times they have been pretty mad at me for merely existing. And I think I deserve better. Sure is a shape. The horizon sure is a shape right now. Hello, Mr. Cow. How are you? Having a good time? Out here on the farm? Yeah? That's good. Quite a lot of cows out here still. I thought we were hurtling towards the days when Barak was after Auroch's blood and couldn't find any because all the cows had fucking disappeared, but... Maybe that's a little bit later yet. Raggy Barrow. Raggy Barrow. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh. Oh, fuck. It's guarded by these dudes. They're like the most dangerous things in the... Like, I know I was joking about rats being the most dangerous things in the game, but these actually are. These are hands down the most dangerous things in the game. These will just slap you up real good and proper, and there's nothing you can do about it. I sure as fuck can't fight them without a gun. The fuck? The fuck are you? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh god, they've just all aggroed. They've really just all aggroed, have they? Oh. You know what? I might be okay. The power of running backwards and mashing the attack button actually works quite well here. It doesn't work in houses where you normally fight these guys because it's too enclosed a space, but this is pretty successful. They do seem to just disappear when they die. Oh no, they don't. They just leave a very hidden corpse. Where are the others? I want to loot them. That one had some good shit. That thing is just like wandering about. What the fuck, man? I really wasn't expecting to find something supernatural like this. This weird, like, alien machine. Yo. Ow. I mean, I asked for that, I suppose. Thank you for the gold rings. Is that all of them? I'll speak to you in a second, my strange friend. I think we're in the clear. What the fuck? What the fuck? There you are, little one. So tiny. That's because Earth was in short supply. You know who you are? No, I don't. Who am I? You were born only a few days ago. You remember all that the Earth remembers. You have lied about your sister, but don't you know you cannot lie? Your sister is real now, but which of you is which? That is the question. I can work miracles. I can't have been conceived by spite. I can't tell. Your nature is still unclear. That's also what's making the Earth unstable. You're lacking oneness. You are the void through which everything is collapsing. The firmament is no longer firm. The cemetery caretaker's daughter said you were in danger. Why? Because you were in danger. What's the danger? You'll find out later. If I don't get killed, be careful. There'll be a hunt for you tomorrow. Everyone will turn against you. Your protectors will disown you. Use these last hours to find provisions and shelter. And tomorrow, do whatever you're asked to if you want to survive. Alright, I'll do everything. I don't know what to do about this. Can't speak to him again. I guess I could fight it. I could try and kill it. Probably isn't much in it for me though. That was a very weird encounter. That was especially, even by pathologic standards, that was a weird encounter. Even by pathologic standards in the previous instances where I've said even by pathologic standards, that was a weird encounter. But it would seem that it and me are one and the same to a degree. We're both Shabnakadeers, I guess, creatures created by the Earth. I was a slightly more compelling human visage, whereas they sort of retained more of their non-human form, and as such some of their non-human memories, which is why they know a whole lot more about anything than I do. The problem is that I believe everything they say, which means I will be disowned and chased down tomorrow, which means I need to find well, supplies and shelter, they said. I'm not too bad on supplies, although maybe I should just buy a little bit more food just in case of emergency. I'm good on alpha tablets. I just got some stuff for infection. Obviously, I can sleep anywhere. And weapons don't really mean a great deal to me, so not really any point buying any of those. Yeah, I think the most productive thing I can do is just stock up a little bit on food. Honestly, I might just grab these two. That should see me through a day or two at least. And I guess that ends the video. I guess we deal with the consequences of what all that meant next time. I guess. This is the first time I didn't have to decide someone's fate, and the first time I'm happy I didn't. Reuben chose death for himself. Something tells me I will see him again before long, and this time someone will be kind enough to comfort him. Huh. The creature is indeed me, hated by everyone and all, born of some mysterious power, suffering, vulnerable. I am the epitome of everything that has befallen the town since the disappearance of Simon Kane the superhuman, but it also makes him the key to our salvation. Oh boy. This is a lot to wrap my head around. I guess, yeah, we'll deal with it next time. Thanks as ever for watching. Christ, I'll see you next time.